Welcome to Season 2 of Crystal Palace. We have made some changes in this save to try and up the difficulty a little bit. I have some good news. I have some bad news here at the beginning of the new season. We have reset everybody's weak foot. We'll do that moving forward twice a year now to ensure that we don't just end up with loads of five-star people that we can quite comfortably pass and shoot the ball with from anywhere. So that's going to make things more difficult. We're turning on player-based difficulty, so that's going to make things more difficult as well. We will implement these changes in Season 3 of the Valencia save as well. Now, the bad news is we finished 4th last year, didn't we? Nottingham Forest won the Europa League, didn't they? Knocked me out of the Champions League, didn't they? Forest and Palace at it again over the category of European competition that they're going to play in this season. Unfortunately, the board want me to reach the final of the Europa League. And actually, I say reach the final, they want me to win it. What they want is top 4 and 2 cup wins. Oh, I'll do my best, but we are going to have to make sure that we do very well this season with Crystal Palace. Otherwise, my job might well be at risk. Speaking of jobs being at risk or jobs that have changed, Unai Emery has been hired by Atletico Madrid, as Diego Simeone has resigned in this save, so the Aston Villa job is currently available. Not that I'm taking it, we're staying here at Crystal Palace. Replacing the Valencia save, however, is more than likely going to be a journeyman save where we will be moving from club to club. We're going to set harsh board expectations and probably get sacked a few times along the way as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that when it comes. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to it. I'll be open to suggestions as to where to start a journeyman save. One of the worst sides on the game would be great, so that we can then work our way up the ladder. But the good news is that transfer budget, it's quite healthy. It's very healthy. Very, very, very healthy. More good news. We've got a potential to be special youngster with the live editor. One of the new options, as Aaron Axu has updated it as we move along, with the career mode and the youth academy, is that you can reveal the exact potential of any youth player that comes in. And we've done that. And Mella, turns out he was 94. So, we also can tick now allow multiple scouts in the same country. So we are scouting with a scout in England twice, looking for cams, right wings, left wings, strikers, centre mids and CDMs. So I've had to hire another scout, but that's fine. So we are looking to sell players. We're also looking to buy players, as you might well imagine. That tends to be what happens in a transfer window. On the transfer list at the moment, a lot of the youngsters that we're just not going to use. Jean-Philippe Mateta is on the transfer list. As it stands, I am looking to sell him. Raksaki, at 74 rated at 23 years of age, isn't good enough. So we're going to look to sell Raksaki. I'm pretty sure I'm going to loan Romanessa rather than sell him. But I would be open to selling Romanessa as well if a bid came in for him. And then obviously a lot of the youngsters are going to go out on loan again. Speaking of youngsters, we do have another young fullback in the squad now that we're going to look to develop. That being Mr. Reed. Reed is being retrained to right back because he's a left back with a right foot. And obviously Danny Slater was a right back with a left foot. So we're going to retrain Reed as a right back, because he's got a 1-star weak foot. So that's not really particularly impressive for a left back, is it, when you're right-footed? So we are going to focus on the youth in that position. So rather than sign another right back, we're going to focus on the youngsters, because Reed has another high potential window. So Slater will start, Gusto will start, backup at left back will still be Borna Sosa, backup at right back will be this youngster Reed, unless of course we stumble across someone that is unbelievable from a youth scout report. Loads of youngsters going out on loan. Riyadh is going to be part of the squad this year. Canvo is going to get probably loaned out, with Richards being the backup go-to centre-back. But I am looking for a starting striker. I'm looking for a backup goalkeeper. And I'm looking for a winger. And you guys are going to get the call on the winger, those of you in the YouTube comment section. You will get the call. With regards goalkeeper, we have options that are available organically through the save. Kepa is on the transfer list at Arsenal. So I'm going to try and sign Kepa Arrizabalaga to come in and be our backup goalkeeper. That would be pretty solid and would keep us well suited for a number of seasons moving forward and mean that we don't really need to worry about goalkeeper at all moving forward. So that's the plan. Backup, if we can't get Kepa for whatever reason, would probably be Noah Atabolu from Freiburg. So we'll try Kepa because organically it's available there through the save and he'd be happier to be a backup. Atabolu would obviously want to try and start. Weird that Sheffield United have two solid goalkeepers of similar ratings, so they're obviously backup as well, and Ramsdale's back at Saints and he'd be a backup too. So we've got plenty of options there. With regards the striker role, let me do it this way around. We are looking at John Duran. John Duran is going to be the striker that I'm going to prioritise. He's going to be the striker I'm going to do everything I can to bring in. I have a few other options on the shortlist as well. Amoura is actually potentially a winger. Krupi is potentially a winger. I wouldn't really play him at striker. I'd play him out wide because of his decent passing, etc. Amoura is obviously just really, really, really good in all of the important stats and not very good in any of the others, but it's not really that important, really, is it? So the player that comes in out wide will be to dovetail with Ezal Zuli as rotation for the first team. I just can't bring myself to drop Ismail Assar or Yeremy Pino at the moment. Other alternatives up top include Moise Kean as a go-to replacement for Mateta as well. Then if we decide maybe that we want to Uche's going to have the start of the season because he was unreal last year and he's got boosted potential now as well. 88 is Uche's potential, starting at 80 rated. We could loan in Castro, we could loan in Harder, we could loan in Ablin or loan in Romulo. They're all loaney options as well. With regards more wide options, Brennan Johnson, Sko Olsen, Unwaneri I think is probably a little bit unrealistic, but he's on the list anyway. Nicholas Kuhn is obviously a go-to for Como. Mastantuono I could maybe get, but Mastantuono is playing more football than Brahim Diaz at Real Madrid. So Brahim Diaz is an option as well. There's Jaden Philogene, Marcus Rashford, Jaden Sancho, Mana Solomon, Antonio Nusa, but he'd probably want to start. And to be honest, I'd probably want to start him if I had him. Amad Diallo is an alternative as well. So winger, you guys are going to get the chance to choose. But moving forward, Mateta's on his way out. I'm going to try my best to sign John Duran. I've got loads of money, but that doesn't necessarily mean we have to spend it, does it? Just because we've got it doesn't mean we have to spend it. I'm not just going to buy people for the sake of buying people. We made the decision to tweak the way that we do things, and rather than have a full-on, basically first-team quality player in every position, we're going to look to have like a squad of 15, 16-ish of first-team players, some that are more versatile than others, and then look to bleed in the youngsters coming through the system. And that's why we're looking for central midfielders through the Youth Academy this season, because I am looking for another centre mid, but I want them to be a young player to come through the club. So that's the situation as we plough forward. Going to need bids to come in. Oh. LOL! We sold Daniel Munoz to Bayer Leverkusen. He's made such an impression, they want to give me him back. No. LOL. Do drop the video a like if you're looking forward to Season 2 of Palace. I know that was a bit of a lengthy intro to the brand new season, but there was a lot to cover. Consider it covered. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more. Of course, check the channel page for anything you might have missed, be that this save or the Valencia career mode. But for now, I'm going to plough on with a transfer window, and I'll come back to you when there's something to come back to you with. Real Madrid want Antonio Nusa. He's not going to pick me, is he? So I'm currently scouting a lot of the 19-year-olds and under, looking for the broken pre-gens. We found quite a few in this save as we came into Season 2, including a 90-plus rated Jude Bellingham pre-gen. Just spawned at like 92 rated in Real Madrid's first team squad. So thankfully, using the live editor, we have mudded them so they won't be of any negative effect to this save, thankfully. We're just keeping those scouts out, looking for anyone that spawns outside of the second day of the new season, and hopefully we'll be able to isolate those players and get them sorted before we get to competitive football where they can actually start properly impacting the play. So we're looking to loan out. Oh, Villa want Mateta. I would think I'd rather sell him to someone that isn't in our league. We're getting lots of youngsters go out on loan, which is great. A lot of fringe players getting bids for them as well. Can vote on loan to Fulham. I'm going to ask just for the 1 year and see if they'd be open to that. Now, I am willing to sell Mateta to Villa, but if it's going to be to a fellow Premier League side, it is going to be for a premium. So I'm going to ask for 45. He's 29, and we have to factor that in. And Villa will pay 45 million. 45 million for a player that I don't really get on with and that I minimally used in the last season is money well earned. Joe Whitworth is on his way to Basel for 2.1 million, so that's going to add a little bit to the kitty. But there's a rather sizable amount on the way to the kitty by the looks of things. Wolves have bid to Roman Essa as well, which is great. There'll be good experience for him there. James getting loan football at Sevilla would be superb. And, James getting first team football in Austin would be great. And Goodman, a bid from Santa Clara for him, which we will accept there as well. Things going as we would like them to in the transfer window thus far. I am just going to go out and make sure that we buy Kepa before he potentially signs for someone else because he is on the transfer list. I want to make sure we get that deal done sooner rather than later. No one is interested in him at the moment, I don't believe. If I click that in, no, and he reckons I could get him for just 6 million or so. So let's get this done. Get a quality understudy in for Hendo, and hopefully that will set us up nicely for the season. 6.7. I mean, I'm gonna haggle a little bit, but I'll be honest, I'm quite happy to pay 6.7. But they'll let me pay 6.3, so that's great. Kepa's going to come in. He's on £65,000 a week, but he knows he's at a big club. We're obviously not as big a club, and he knows he's not going to start here either. 2-year deal suits me down to the ground. No release clause is fantastic. Tell me what you want a week. He's not going to. Bugger. Let's offer him 45 and hope that he signs it. 49. Done. Sorted. Kepa takes a wage cut to come to, unfortunately, Europa League. Crystal Palace. One other thing I had to bring to your attention at winger is this guy, James Wolfe. He has potential to get to the late 80s, and he's not a pre-gen. He's come through New York Red Bulls Youth Academy, and technically, obviously, isn't that good, but he's only 16. So I could, this is where like having all of the money actually just skews things a little bit, because what I could do if we want to focus on the youth is to bring in James Wolfe and use him as a backup winger, or send him out on loan and sign someone else in and hope that he grows exponentially over the course of the beginning of the season. Potential window of 83 to 89. And I think it's 87 is his current top-end potential. So that might be something we actually jump on. I think, let me rephrase that. I think I'm going to buy him. The question is, do I then look to immediately loan him back out? Or do we sack off the idea of signing another winger and potentially use this kid as our fourth choice winger at the club? It's a genuine option if we want to try and tweak the way that we're doing things in the saves to be a little bit more... I'm actually going to give him sporadic. If we tweak things a little bit to be a bit... Not necessarily a bit more realistic, but just to not necessarily... I'm quite happy with that way. Not necessarily just have 2 first-team players in every position, which that is probably a bit unrealistic. So let me know what to do with Wolfe. He can either play for us, or he can go out on loan. And I can loan him in the same window that we bought him, because that's a new feature this year. So we will be able to loan him out. in this window if you guys decide that you would like him to go out on loan. So I am open to either option with him. This is going to be just a youngster going out on loan, unfortunately. Rob Terry going to Sampdoria. I want Mateta out so I can get John Duran in. Loan bid from Brentford as well for Romanessa, which is excellent. Transfer bid, hopefully. Yeah, transfer bid from San Diego for Goodman. Now, we've had a bid from Fenerbahce for Ismail Assar, which I've turned down. Leipzig, I feel comfortable enough in turning down as well at this stage. I don't think Ismail Assar would force a move to Leipzig in this position that we find ourselves in at the minute. He was one of our standout stars last year. I think Leipzig would probably be a bit of a sideways step for him. This is actually, in terms of the save, a backwards step for Jean-Philippe Mateta. But he is now gone, and that will allow us, rather intriguing actually, that he's going to Aston Villa, because we're now going to go and sign former Aston Villa player John Duran and bring him back from the wilderness of Saudi Arabia to come and be part of the squad here for our plight in the Champions League. So let me go and get John Duran done. 38.5 million is his current valuation. Precision header play style. Finishing's good, ball control's good, passing's okay, dribbling's okay. They might be yellow, but last year they would have been green stats. So I'm sure that John Duran is going to be a very, very good player for us. And with Uche to dovetail with him, I think this could be quite the strike partnership. And obviously we've still got, I think I only want 46 million for him as well. Oh, it's almost basically a straight swap for Mateta. Darn, mate. And we've got Eddie Nketiah to still be there if we need someone else. And we are also looking for strikers, you saw with the Youth Academy as well. Crucial, not a problem whatsoever, mate. 5 years, not a problem whatsoever, mate. No release clause, perfect. And wage-wise, let's be honest, a player of your quality, John Duran, is probably going to want quite a sizable wage hike to come to the club. So I'm going to offer you £68,000 a week and a 900 grand bonus. And tell you what, it's very rare that I get my initial offers as accurate as we have done in this save so far in this second season. We very nearly nailed both offers right off the bat. John Duran is a Premier League player once more in South London. Right, now this one's slightly different. Chelsea have come in for Yeremy Pino. I don't want a swap deal for Deveni, thank you very much. Now, I cannot recall where Chelsea finished in the Premier League last year. I don't know if it was top 4 or not. No, because Maresca left, didn't he? Maresca went to Sporting in this save, I'm sure of it. Have a look at the managerial market. No, Maresca is still here. Okay, well, Maresca went to Sporting in the Valencia save. And he's still very insecure here. Let me check the season finale to see exactly where Chelsea finished in the Premier League, because that's going to dictate, along with who else is in their squad, that's going to dictate whether we do or don't accept this bid or not. So Chelsea didn't finish top 6. Newcastle and Villa rounding out the other European spots. As we scroll further down in a moment, Ches, please. Chelsea finished 9th in the end. A 9th placed No Europe Chelsea. Who else do they have out wide? They'll play Garnacho out wide. Jamie Bino Gittins is there as a wide man too. Esteval, Pedro Neto. I'll be honest. I kind of think he'd go. I think Yeremy Pino goes and probably starts on the left for them. Although Esteval is very highly rated, isn't he? I might have to do it this way and just see what everyone's rated at this particular moment in time. This is one of those where you could justify it either way. If we sold him, you could be like, yeah, that makes sense to sell him. If you didn't sell him, you could be like, well, that kind of makes sense to keep him too. Raheem Sterling is the only winger, and obviously that's not a question as to who starts over who. Esteval is 81 rated, but obviously has great potential. Jamie Bino Gittins is 80 rated. That's not superb. And Neto's 82. Jeremy Pino's 84. So it just comes down to size of club, really. He'd start... I think he goes. I think because this is only our first... This is only our first year at the level. I think he goes. I'm pretty sure Jeremy Pino leaves here. 65.9 is the bid. We'll negotiate. I'm obviously not going to let him go cheap. 52 is his valuation. If you give me anything above 85, it's a definite yes. Anything above 80, and we certainly contemplate it. But I think if Chelsea had finished 9th 2 years in a row, then maybe not. They don't seem to want to come much higher than where they are at the minute. 78.5, Enzo? 78.5 they'll pay. Okay, so we definitely are looking for multiple wingers then. So maybe Wolf comes in and he's part of the squad. But now I'm absolutely looking for a starting winger. Leandro Trossard's also on the potential shortlist. Mohamed Amoura. Now, I don't know if he's actually higher rated as a winger. He's only 81 rated as a striker. But I bet you he's something similar as a winger. He's 84 as a winger. As a winger, he's actually just as good as Jeremy Pino. Now, the question is, where did Wolfsburg finish this past season? Because that's probably going to play a part in it too. If Wolfsburg have got Champions League football, I don't know if I can... Maybe I can't justify it. Maybe I can. I think we go for it. Oh yeah, no, they didn't finish top 6. If and or when Jeremy Pino leaves, Mohamed Amoura comes in. That's just a no-brainer. Roman Essa going on loan to Wolves is slightly more of note. So Essa's gone out. No sign of a bid for Raksaki yet. But certainly very much hoping that we can get bids in for the other fringe players who want to move on. I don't think the Jeremy Pino deal really changes what I was asking of you in the comments section. I think it's almost a like for like with Pino and Amoura. Justin James to Austin. That was Jeremy Pino leaving to go to Chelsea. He has decided to go from South to West London. Aaron James is changing South London for South Spain. And then eventually Jeremy Pino will go to Chelsea for nearly £80 million. It's a significantly sizable fee. And you can understand, I'm sure. And we get a bid for Raksaki at the same time. Perfect. Thank you. He does have slightly higher potential in like 80, 81. But let's be honest, he's not going to get there anytime soon. And we need someone to be good enough now. And we can find someone that is going to have the sort of potential that he has, significantly younger than 23, 24 years of age. So that's Pino gone. I'm going to go and get the guy from Wolfsburg. Stop giving me swap deals for Jay Deveni. Someone actually give me some money, please. Chip shot, acrobatic, game changer, rapid. 84 finishing, 86 ball control, 85 dribbling, 84 passing. Long shots and shot power are also decent. So are his volleys. He's rapid. He's super agile. He's got great stamina. 80 composure, 83 reactions, 88 attack positioning. Get in my football club, mate. Even if I didn't sell Jeremy Pino, I probably would have hoped that you guys had picked Amoura from the comments section. I'm going to start at about 36 mil and see where they negotiate from there. And they'll just accept it. Oh, Wolfsburg, you dreamers. You love to see it. Right, what's he on a week at the minute? 53 grand. He's definitely going to want a wage rise because he's going to be coming in as a starting player. I'll offer him important rather than crucial, though. And he will accept it, which is banging. He's 26, so 4 years will take him till he's 30. And we'll probably have decided his future slightly before then. But he is going to come in as a starter, and he is going to come in and be very effective. So I'll offer him 70 grand up front. He might just accept that, and he has indeed. Well, we have another really good signing coming into the club. Slightly older, John Duran 22, Amoura 26, but 26 is coming into his prime for his position, certainly. And, well, that pace isn't going anywhere anytime soon, is it? Nor will the agility, and hopefully the technical stats will stay with him as he ages as well. We've given him a 4-year deal. I don't suppose there's any reason why he couldn't just stay throughout the course of that 4-year deal. Amoura goes out on the left-hand side. Kepa will actually drop and put Wolf on the bench. Riyadh, I'm going to put in here for Canvo as well, because he and Richards are going to be my go-to options there. This team is improving significantly, albeit not necessarily massively in rating. We've swapped an 82 rated striker for an 82 rated striker. But this 82 rated striker is significantly better than the other one. We've swapped an 84 rated winger for someone that would be 84 rated at winger. There were times last year when I said I wasn't happy with the output of Yeremy Pino. So I'm not going to commit yet and say that it's definitely a superb deal for us. But I think it could be a very good deal for us, that Amoura one. Left wing takes 2 weeks. You love to see it. Another departure. Oh, it's just Raksaki. Okay, Raksaki to Everton for 8 million. That's covered the Kepa cost very comfortably. So far, I think we're improving the side. And as a net spend, I think we've actually spent that much money, have we, really? With everybody that has gone out now, I think actually might have still about 100 and something odd. I've got more money. I've already improved the side, and I've got more money than I started with. Right. Just because I've got it doesn't mean I necessarily want to definitely spend it. I want to stay within the realms of possibility. This is the more realistic of the 2 current saves that are ongoing. No, Reed we were trying to loan. Thank you, Nantes. So if you could come back in with a different bid, that'd be great. We've got our first friendly against Leverkusen on the horizon. Now Porto bid for Slater, but no. And Adaramola we're trying to sell. Include you come in, and they can well and truly have him. I want to get to this game against Leverkusen because I want to sim it and see how the team do. Obviously, it's only a simmer, but I'm intrigued. A 2-2 draw. Uche on the score sheet twice. He's putting down a marker with John Duran having signed, isn't he? That he still wants that starting spot. And obviously, in the short term, he will definitely still have it anyway. What's the assistant manager saying? Don't forget to use your substitutes. Okay, cool. Thanks, mate. Yeah. Just been a football manager for however many years. I'll remember to use my substitutes. That was Uche scoring again, by the way. The team have scored 3 goals so far in the new season, and all of them have been scored by Uche. New position available for Amoura. Ready. Bosch. 84 rated winger. Training as an inside forward. 36 weeks. Oh, yes, please. Assistant manager email. Yes, there's just the Amoura position change. Right. I think this is going really well. I'm a bit apprehensive to go much further without getting your feedback before we commit to anything else. Because it's still 2 weeks until West Ham. And I wouldn't want anyone to go that you guys might want me to potentially look at. So let me show you who's currently still on my shortlist. And we can go from there. Brahim Diaz is still there. He could be a great squad winger. He's not playing at Real Madrid. They've got Cole Palmer there at Real Madrid as well. So he just doesn't play for them. Trossard is obviously formerly of Brighton, but he's surplus to requirements at Arsenal. So would be a good, really good squad backup. Zane, goes without saying, player of quality. Jadon Sancho, goes without saying, yes, memes aside, player of quality. Brennan Johnson doesn't really play for Tottenham, but would he want to swap squad role for Tottenham for squad role for me? Maybe. Ahmad similarly doesn't play for Man United. I'm sure he'd want to be a squad player for me over Man United, given the current situation. Man United were trying to get rid of him in real life recently as well. Akliouche is a player I'm not sure about. Technically looks really good, but probably more for a cam that we don't play at the minute. Daniel Marlon would be great as a winger and a backup striker as well. Rashford equally so on both fronts. And then there's Kuhn. Noose has gone to Real Madrid. So that's another player that Real Madrid have brought in that's probably going to replace Brahim Diaz. And Waneri, I'm not sure about. Sko Olsen is just on the lesser side in terms of quality. Similarly, Jaden Philogene on the lesser side in terms of quality. But obviously, the backup role. You guys might decide that Wolf is the one that you want me to use and just pocket 160 million. Krupi is a good squad option. He's only 20 years of age as well. Manor Solomon is loanable. We could loan someone. I could loan Manor Solomon and then loan Wolf out and then bring Wolf back and play him next season. Then there's Alvin Sanchez, who I don't know anything about, but those physicals, by the way, 23-year-old that can play at cam, centre mid and striker, but, I mean, he screams winger to me as well. Passing's decent, ball control and dribbling are okay, finishing's all right. He's obviously not the finished article, but is good enough. And he's got 69 stand tackle as well, so he screams great squad player too. I might bring him in regardless, although I do still want to focus on some of the youth, and we will get a youth scout report in at the beginning of the next episode as well, or as we progress. In fact, let me go as far as the athletic game, and I might just get that first youth scout report back from both my youth scouts to give you a bit of a better picture of what the squad is going to look like. Here we go. Okay, 86 rated left mid, but not great at the minute. 16 years of age. The rest are absolute no's. But Stuart Stevenson is a sign, but he's not the finished article yet. And obviously out wide, we're looking for Wolf. It's that centre mid option that I'm waiting for the scout report to come back on. So I think that's going to come back in a few days. Not too far away. We didn't score on this occasion. So still, every goal scored by the side in pre-season has been scored by Uche. Bournemouth have bid for Chris Richards, but I'm going to reject that. We've got European football. They don't. And Chris Richards will play a lot of football for us this season. Use it or lose it. The club have decided that any remaining transfer budget will not carry over to next season and be redirected towards other priorities. So with £170.5 million left, it's up to you to invest in squad improvements before the season ends to strengthen the team. Let's be honest, that really doesn't actually matter, does it? Is this a loan bid? It's a loan to buy. Wolf on loan to River Plate looks like it's going to happen. And Youth Scout mission updated. Nathan Clark, CDM centre mid, 59 rated currently, 84 potential. Is he good enough to come in and be the guy that is the squad for us? I don't know. I was kind of hoping for someone that was going to be a bit more advanced, someone that was maybe 63, 64 rated, but with potential. There was a 62 rated player there, but without potential. So we'll give that one another month. You guys have the call in the YouTube comment section now. I have done everything that I will do from my own decisions and from live chat as well, unless we get something completely curveball that we're not expecting at the beginning of the next episode. But it's all transfer business for episode 1 of season 2, just as it was in episode 1 of season 1. I've got quite a lot of money to spend. I've got a ridiculously large amount of money to spend, but I don't want to spend it for the sake of spending it. I want to still stay relatively well within the realms of realism here if we can. So let me know what to do, please. Good, I'll see you tomorrow.